Hello my extended family on YouTube, I hope you guys are doing really well. Kawasaki India has finally woken up and have decided to launch the BS6 version of the Ninja 300. So I thought it's a good time for me to share my views about my Ninja 300. This is a BS4 version, this is 2.5 years old, and essentially the new model, the images that Kawasaki has shared, there is absolutely no change, be it from the front to the rear. The engine, everything exactly the same, even the instrument console and the whole design, the silhouette, the philosophy, it's all the same. You can just expect a catcon maybe hooked on to the exhaust, and that's it. To make it BS6 compliant, I'm not sure if there would be a drop in power or something. So the bike, the BS4 and the BS6 are going to be exactly the same, no changes. So this is a good time for us, to understand what exactly this motorcycle offers. And I thought if this video may be of some help for some of you guys in case if you're planning to buy Ninja 300, the BS6 version. So looks, I will not emphasize a lot, because again, looks are personal preferences. To me, to my eyes, this is the best looking motorcycle in this segment, because right from the front to the rear, everything is in proper proportion. All the lines, in case if you see this line going over here, it goes straight up, and then this thing coming down, this whole thing, it all comes in a proper symmetry. So there is nothing on this motorcycle which looks something that is afterthought or which was not a part of the initial design process. It looks completely proportionate in my eyes. Now about the engine and the frame, the chassis, so this is a 300cc, it's a 296cc parallel twin engine, and it makes about 39 bhps. I'm not sure how much will the new one make, be it lesser or more, we'll get to know it later on. And the combination of this engine and that chassis is brilliant. It's like a match made in heaven. Many a times you would find yourself restricting yourself, not able to push your limits, but then this bike, the whole combination, the way the engine responds and the way the chassis flexes, it will push you to cross your limits or go beyond the limits and try things that you have not tried. It's that good. The only thing which may restrict you from doing that or pushing your limits is the tires, and we'll come to that in a while. Now if we talk about the ergonomics, let's talk about the seat height first. So let me sit and show you. So this is how the seat is, so it's like very low. It's for anyone who is like 5'6" or even 5'5", they can keep their feet on the ground without any problem, and anything beyond that you can actually flat foot. So that's definitely confident inspiring. And when it comes to the sitting posture, so you sit this way. Now even if it's super sport designed, it has clip-on handlebars there, but then there is a rise on the handlebars. So when you sit on it, there is a slight bend in your elbow, which releases pressure off your wrist, off your hands as well. And the foot pegs are slightly rear set, if you can see it here this way. It's not completely rear set, but then this whole posture makes it very comfortable to sit on the bike and go for longer distances. That's one really good thing about it. And about the long distance, now that we're talking, let's talk about the fuel tank. So this is a 17-liter fuel tank, and you can expect a fuel economy of approximately 25 to 27 on the highways and nearly 24 to 25 in city. So if you are gentle with your right wrist, you can literally cover more than 450 kilometers in a full tank of fuel. So it's that good, and it has absolutely no problems. You can cruise on this bike at like 120 plus all day long. The last I did was nearly 300 plus kilometers non-stop, and I was at 120 plus. I do not recommend that speed to others, but then I was just to set an example that this motorcycle will run absolutely stress-free. And the heat, the heat dissipation, the heat management of the engine, it's very good. So when you sit on this, your legs will be here, and the heat will actually go away from your knees, away from your legs. So you will not feel the heat on your thighs, inner thighs, or maybe your calf muscle. Absolutely no problem at all. Okay, now that we have gone through the good things, I have made a separate video about the 10 things that I did not like, and I wished that Kawasaki fixed it with the BS6 version, but then apparently they have not. But then let's talk about the most important things which are not so good on this. The first thing is the brake. It comes with dual channel ABS. The brakes are from Endurance, the master cylinder, and the entire unit is from Endurance. But then the bite that you would expect from a motorcycle of this category, which actually can take you speeds above like 150 plus easily, this needs better brakes. And the bite from this motorcycle, the brakes that it gets, it's okay at the best. It does not, it's not something good. So better brakes would have been ideal. Next thing is the tires. It comes with these MRF Nilo Grip Zapper S. So these tires are good enough for city. They have an okay kind of a grip on the dry and little bit on the wet. But then again, as I said, this bike is designed to push your limits, and these tires will definitely restrict you. So there is not going to be any change in the tire. You know, you're not going to get Michelin or Pirelli or Apollo or anything of that sort, because there are lots of homologation issues, I believe. And the last thing, sorry, the second last thing which is not so good is this, you know, that if you can let me step back, so that ground clearance thing. So the suspension is again a pro-linked unit. It is mounted with a link to the rear swing arm, and when you sit on it, this thing gets really down and it will scrape on every damn speed breaker in India. It's not built for Indian roads unless you get off the motorcycle. Basically, you stand on the pegs and put your weight towards the front of it. That's when you can actually save it, avoid scraping. But then if you are sitting on the bike, it will definitely scrape almost everywhere. And the last thing which is not so good is the seat. I mean, design, everything is fine, but then the seat is little bit stiff, and it does give you a good amount of butt ache. You will actually feel the soreness on in your bum whenever you are traveling. Say anything after an hour or so, you will start feeling the soreness. So yeah, that's something which I believe Kawasaki could have improved, but then that's let's leave it for some other time. So that's about the motorcycle itself, the way it performs and everything else. And if you talk about the maintenance, then it's definitely on the higher side. It does burn a hole in your pocket each time you take it for servicing. There are no free services from Kawasaki, and each service, even for the oil and oil filter change, it will cost you nearly 6,000 rupees or even more, depending upon where you stay. In Bangalore, the first service, second service, it costed me nearly 6,300 rupees, and the only thing that was changed was the oil and the oil filter and nothing else. So the labor is pretty high for Kawasaki. That's an unfortunate thing. I wish that they can sort that thing out to bring the ownership experience slightly better. And so far it's running on stock. And if you talk about how the life of the parts on this thing are, so this motorcycle, it's nearly 18,000 kilometers done, 17,000 I'm sorry, and it's still running with the stock chain sprocket. The chain is the stock, the brake pads are the stock, and the clutch plates, everything is stock. There has been absolutely nothing that has been changed apart from the oil filter anyways, that needs replacement. And yeah, the spark plugs, Kawasaki recommends to change it at 12,000 kilometers, so I have changed it. I did not go with the standard one. I've gone with the NGK Iridium spark plug so that they have a better life and they have better firing as well. So if you compare to anything else in this segment, be it the KTM or the RC390, or the Apache RR310, this motorcycle is way better than those when it comes to the fit and finish, the way this looks, or the way this engine performs, and the kind of build quality it has, and everything else is top notch on this. So if you are planning to buy a Ninja 300, or if you're looking into that segment of 3 lakh plus, 3.5 lakh plus, or for a 300cc, then this is the motorcycle to go for. There is no denying the fact. However, if you're on a tighter budget and if you think you cannot afford or cannot go for the Ninja, maybe you can look into Apache RR310 or RC390, something like that. But then if you have the budget, go ahead with this, and I am sure, I can guarantee that you will not regret a single day with this motorcycle ever. So that's about it, my dear friends, the long-term ownership review of my Kawasaki Ninja 300 BS4. Again, the reason why I'm making it is because there is no change, absolutely no change with the BS4 and the BS6. So you can expect all of it to be exactly the same. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys liked it. In case if you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, then consider subscribing and help the channel grow. Thanks a lot, my dear friends. I'll see you again in another video. Bye bye.